So, here's my first installation of Random Thoughts. Today has been a good day. I have an interesting job where I talk to people who have all types of random situations and claims that have to be filed. I will tell you this. It's amazing what can happen in your car at 70 miles per hour. I think the most random claim I took was when a ox licked the paint off of a vehicle. Or there was the time when I took a claim from someone who was attacked by a bear while they were driving in their car and slowed down when they saw the bear coming. Now, certainly, there are a lot of things in life that will make you go, On most daily basis, I tend to have quite a few of those moments. But today I'd like to take a note to talk about something that's serious, and that is young women and the respect or lack thereof, if you will, that some have for themselves. Now, I am a respectable young lady. I tend to carry myself in a bit of a tomboyish manner, but don't get it twisted. By no means am I a boy or a man. I'm comfortable in my skin, and it's taken me plenty of time to get there. So, here's what happened to me tonight. I decided I would go have a drink. After all, I'm out of school right now for a winter break. Out of college, that is. So, I just figured I'd go to one of my favorite local watering holes and have a beautiful Mexican beverage, a margarita. They're always super good. So, here's what happened. Having a great time, talking with my bartender friends, some of the other waiters and waitresses that work there. After all, I am a bit of a regular from time to time, but I hadn't been as much because of school. So I noticed when I walked in, there was this interesting couple, if you might say, sitting at the end of the bar. Young woman in her mid-30s, an older man, probably in his early to mid-40s. And the scene, I'm not going to say was a bit unsettling, but they weren't all over each other. The young lady was all over him, and public displays of affection has never been one of the things, that I like to flaunt. Hey, to each his own. It's just not me. So as the night goes on, I noticed that she seemed to be throwing herself more and more into him, trying to kiss him, trying to talk to him and different things. And at some point or another, perhaps she made an inappropriate joke because the look on the man's face changed. And the words that I heard were her joking with one of the waiters that she had dated him and would love to have one of his babies. Now, probably not the right thing to do when the guy that you're sitting with either drove you or you came with him and you like him, whatever the case might be. Now, true, you have some people that will say alcohol makes you act differently. Then you have others that say it's nothing but your true inhibitions coming out. Well, Danielle D. Dick, that would be I, is here to tell you that no matter how much I've had to drink, the only uncontrollable body function that I have had has involved using the restroom. With that said, the young man left. The lady tried to persuade the bartender to talk to him because she had called him on the phone trying to get him to come back. He told her he could not become involved. So she proceeds to mosey on down to my end of the bar. Gets real cozy and cuddly next to me and says, "Hey, you're beautiful." Now, I'm not going to lie. I tend to agree. Thank you. Not conceited. I'm just, hey, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. She liked what she was beholding. Who am I to complain? But here's where the situation gets a bit tricky. Now, most people will look at my appearance and assume I like women, and I'm not going to say yay or nay, because that's really not the point to this story. Maybe that's a discussion for another Danielle's Random Thought, and when I talk about why I don't carry purses, and it's not the reason you think. So, here's what happened. she comes on down, gets all cute and cuddly next to me at the bar, and I think she tried to stick her hand down my pocket, which caused me to back. Give me 50 feet. 50 feet, 50 feet. Stop, halt, desist. So I proceeded to tell, her that perhaps she might want to find another ride home, or maybe start drinking some coffee to sober up a little bit, when she proceeds to ask me to help her out and call the young man to have him come back to the bar. The same man, mind you, who looked like he was either, turned off or just simply uninterested. And she was a sweet young lady, but she was offering to do anything for me to, one, make that phone call or speak to that gentleman on the line, and or to give her a ride home. Well, myself and another couple of comrades at the bar kind of made certain that she was as sober as she could be, and she ended up leaving on her own because she got herself kicked out of the bar shortly after she went behind the bar, took a bottle of Patron, and ran back around the bar. To which dismay, you could see all the customers shifting to one side of the bar so everyone would know that we were not with her. Needless to say, I hope the young lady made it home safely, because she did leave. And drinking and driving, although this might have been a bit of a funny story, is never anything funny. Not only are you taking your life into your hands, but you're taking the lives of every innocent other person. Now, if you want to get behind the wheel and drive like that and crash into a ditch, so be it. That's your right. But the rest of us shouldn't be subjected to that. And the bottom line, and what I learned from that today, and I hope to kind of end each one of these random thoughts with this, is that, and this goes to men also, but especially young women, because it seems that we're so much of a symbol of a sex society in today's media. It's very important to know your self-worth, to understand that you can be self-sufficient and you do not have to depend upon a man for your well-being. I'm used to a man being a helpmate, not a crutch. With that said, children, please be certain to teach your children their self-worth, because that's not something that you can leave into the hands of someone else for your most precious, prized possession. And with that, Danielle Dick is signing off. I hope everyone has a wonderful, blessed evening. Good night. I'm just kidding. Your mom told me.